Pennywise, you're coming back to Australia.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, like the last few years, if you've actually left. You seem to have been coming here a lot.
Oh, I know. We can't get enough of the place. It feels like home, so it is. We never say no to an Australian tour. You know, rarely. So, yeah, I don't know. But when the last time we were there, it might have been a year and a half ago. But, yeah, we go there quite a bit. We do. But we're not complaining.
Yes. It's 30 years that you're celebrating. 30 years of About Time. And you actually, that was the first album that you joined the band, wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually it's 20 years, but what happened was on the tour side, I didn't play on that album. I played on the album before. I played on Unknown Road, and then the band got, back together the way it was, and they recorded About Time, and then halfway through the touring cycle of About Time, that's when I joined, and I've been touring with the band ever since. So yeah, when I first came out on the road with them, we were playing almost all the songs off of About Time. And that was 95.
At that time, how big were Pennywise? Because, I remember Pennywise from the 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird. We've pretty much just stayed at the same level ever since, the early 90s. I mean, there was a peak probably around the mid-90s where we kind of were a little more popular. But around that time in 95 when this album came out, we were playing a lot of the same clubs that we still play now. And it's just been pretty steady, which is fine with us. We're still very fortunate to still be doing it at that level.
Yeah, and every 2 years you can come back and celebrate 20 years of the next album.
I know, yeah, we could keep doing that, right? And then we might even put a few out in between and we could just keep that cycle going, right?
Yeah, it's 20 years of About Time, and you are coming to Australia.
Absolutely. We're excited.
In September. Yes, you start in Brisbane on the 23rd. You've had a second Melbourne show put on, so you guys, you're very popular, of course, in Australia, and you come here to the festivals. A lot of people have got memories of that, but obviously Melbourne love you. Do you love Melbourne just as much?
Oh, yeah, Melbourne's one of the coolest cities. I mean, they definitely have the best restaurants, and we like to eat. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not complaining about having an extra show added in Melbourne.
Yeah, I was going to ask, actually, because like you said, you've been doing this now for 20-odd years yourself, and Pennywise have pretty much been up there the whole time, and you travel the world all the time. Do you ever leave America just to go somewhere on holiday?
No. But, well, yeah, actually, I should say I'll take my family. We haven't done it in a while, but we'll go down to Mexico. We'll go to a resort. They got these resorts down there that are all-inclusive. So you go down there and everything's included, the beer, the food, and it's pretty decent price. And so we'll do that sometimes, but I don't do a lot of traveling or sightseeing or doing anything. I mean, actually, when we go to those Mexican resorts, we'll actually go to the resort and don't leave it. So we're sitting there looking at the ocean, looking at a pool, and, so the whole time. So, and then we just played in Hawaii. We had a show in Hawaii, so we brought everyone over and did that. But, yeah, don't do a lot of, traveling other than in the band. I don't really even need to, actually. I've been to quite a few places.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a favourite memory from your travels or your time in Pennywise?
Oh, gosh. I mean, like you said, it's been such a long time. There's a lot of good memories, but there's a lot of hardships, too. It's hard. You're away from your family and, a lot of traveling. You get tired. You have hangovers. I mean, hangovers are probably the worst. But
they don't get easier.
No, they don't get easier. And I'm really trying to, mellow out a little bit because it's just too much. Drinking on tour is the only thing that makes touring difficult. It makes it fun, but it also makes it difficult. So trying to mellow out on that a little bit.
Well, good luck with that, especially coming to Australia.
Right. Yeah, I know. I'm talking out of my ass.
Was this what you had planned for your life when you were younger and that? Were you planning to be in a band and travel the world? Was that your desire, or did it just happen?
Well, it kind of just happened. I mean, but in a sense that there was only one plan. It was, to play music and to party. And I really thought, I mean, my real plan was to do all that and like all cool rock stars, I figured I would die by the time I was like 21 or something. And so I was raging, as you know, all the way up to like 23 years old. From the time I was maybe 16 to 23, I was just raging and ridiculous, but playing music. And I just thought, because I had no plan for my life, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I figured I'm going to play music, I'm going to party, and I'll be dead before I know it. You know, live fast, die young. And then when I turned 23, I was like, well, that plan didn't really work out, and looks like I'm going to be around for a while, so I better get my shit together. So then I kind of dedicated myself to just playing music, and I didn't care how much money I made. I wanted to earn my living and pay my rent and buy my food from the money I made playing music. So from there, then ending up in Pennywise, and then the whole punk thing kind of blew up a little bit in the mid-'90s or early '90s, and so it really, you know, fortunately turned out much better than I ever could have expected. So we're just very, very lucky, and I couldn't say I actually planned it. It's more of an accident.
Well, it was a great accident, and great for you and for the listeners. The tour, About Time, 20-year anniversary tour of Australia in September is, well, obviously you're going to be playing music from that album. Are you going to be playing other tracks outside of that album, or is this just like a run-through of the album?
Well, I mean, that album, and I could say this because I wasn't in the band when it was written, that album is so strong. It has great songs on it. I mean, I love that album. I love all the songs. So we want to play that album from start to finish. And then, obviously, you know, some of our staples and crowd favorites and the songs we like. So I don't know exactly what the set's going to be, but all intents and purposes, we're going to at least play About Time from start to finish. And then I would imagine we're not going to leave the stage without playing Broham. You know, we'll just want to have fun, too, you know. So when we get out there, we'll just kind of play it by ear. We always do. But that's the plan anyways.
Right. Awesome. Can you, I don't know if you want to, if you do, is there anything you would like to tell us, like on tour and that? Who's got the worst habit in the band?
Oh, you know, I mean, really, you live together. It's like brothers, okay? So these are my brothers. You love them all to death and you admire them and respect them. But after a while of living with them, because we're all just dudes, it's like I don't even want to listen to one of them breathe near me, you know? So, I mean, obviously Fletcher is like, he's the biggest presence, you know, and he's just a big dude. He's all over the place. So I could go on and on about him, but just imagine. But he's a lot of fun and he's funny. You know, all the guys are really lucky, you know. It's just a great group of guys. But like I said, after 3 weeks on the road, I don't even want them to breathe next to me.
Can imagine. And you're bringing Anti-Flag down here with you. I guess you're probably good friends with those guys.
Yeah, we've toured with them quite a few times, and they're just a great band. They write great songs. Their live show, they're just full of energy. They play well. And, I mean, you know, I think, like, I look at them, there's a lot of really good bands that I think if the music industry didn't change the way it did with everyone stopping to buy music anymore, and if the record label still had money and power and people were buying records, I think there's a lot of bands that are only like on a level like us, like kind of a mid-level, that would be a lot bigger. Like I think, to me, like Anti-Flag is just one of those bands that are really, really great. I would expect them to be much bigger than they are. So I think we're lucky to bring them down there and have them, you know, support us on the show. And I think the crowd, it's going to be a great show. You know, they're lucky too, I think. And, yeah, and they're good guys. We, you know, just getting to know them over the last few years. Really nice guys, cool, fun to hang out with. So, yeah, I'm happy to be touring with Anti-Flag for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
And I want to keep talking to you, but I'm just about out of time, so I better wrap it up a bit. People can actually find out more about you at pennywisewisdom.com. And the tickets for your Australian tour in September are through Destroy All Lines.
I will trust you on that.
Is there something you'd like to quickly say to your Australian fans about the upcoming tour?
I'll just say I can't wait to get back down there and see all your ugly mugs and have a few drinks and And I know it's going to be a good time because you guys are crazy. It's always good. So can't wait to get down there.
And people should do you a favour and at least buy you light beers.
No, I don't drink light beer. I drink Cooper's. Cooper's, hey, you know what I like? What is the Monster? What is it? The Monsters? Little Monsters? Is that I think I'm trying to remember the name. There's like a ale. I think it's Little Monsters.
Right.
I like that one.
Okay, well, we'll make sure we got some lined up for Pennywise. For Randy, particularly, I did want to ask you about your tattoo, but I probably don't have time.
Which one?
Well, according to Wikipedia, you have a tattoo of...
Jack Bruce.
Yeah, Jack Bruce.
Yeah, Jack Bruce from Cream. Well, okay, I'll tell you about it. So when I was 17 and drunk on Thunderbird, Thunderbird's a cheap wine here, and getting a tattoo. So Jack Bruce was like, kind of like one of my idol, bass playing idols, from Cream, but he did a lot, some solo records, and he could solo on the bass and do crazy stuff, and like to me, I was like, I just thought he was the greatest, along with like Paul Gray from The Damned and a few Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath. So, but there was this record I had. It was called Jack Bruce at His Best, and there was a cartoon character of him standing on the cover playing bass, and he had these he was dressed in blue, so it was a blue cartoon, and he had like these flare jeans on, and he's all looked cool playing his bass. So I was like all drunk on Thunderbird, and I go, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get that tattoo. So we go get the tattoo. And so I got this stupid-ass blue fucking cartoon of Jack Bruce on my arm, right? So everyone was like, for some reason it was a big deal. Everyone thought, oh, he's got a tattoo of Jack Bruce. So people would talk about it. I don't even know why it's on Wikipedia. That's random. But I'll tell you what happened with it. So because I was such an idiot and partying and raging, in 1984 I got hepatitis. So I turned yellow, and then my blue tattoo turned green. So he had these big bell bottoms, and so then even after I was got well and I went back to normal color, the tattoo always stayed green. So everyone would say, "Hey, that's Gumby playing bass." So everyone thought I had a tattoo of Gumby playing bass on my arm, and then years later it just faded out. And then I had a buddy who was doing tattoos, and he was giving away free tattoos, so he covered it up. So it's not even there anymore. Oh. So it's funny that it's in Wikipedia. But yeah, there's my Jack Bruce tattoo story.
Did you ever meet him?
I didn't meet him, but I did go watch him play, and Ginger Baker played with him. I went and saw him play sometime in the early 90s, and he was pretty amazing. So, never got a chance to meet him, though.
Oh, at least you haven't got a Gumby on your arm anymore.
Yeah, no more Gumby.
And maybe one day some bass-playing kid out there is going to get a tattoo of you on their arm.
There was a picture on Facebook, some guy in Germany got my face tattooed on his leg.
So are you going to make sure you meet that guy one day?
Somebody. I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
Thank you very much. It's been awesome to talk to you, and I look forward to seeing you in September. pennywisdom.com.
Bye, Kat. Nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you too. Bye.